welcome back to seifbuys. I'm Saif, and today I want to give you a walkthrough here of my newest purchase, the Sony A95L 77-inch OLED TV. This is a 2023 TV. I purchased it just this November, so about a month ago now. It was on the Black Friday pricing at the time. 2023 model, purchased in 2024. Do I regret that purchase decision, knowing that the technology in this is a year behind the competition? That's the main question we're going to look to answer. Second question is, do I feel that the upgrade was worth it coming from a 2021 LG C10 TV, 65 inches? What is the upgrade experience like there, and what are the considerations I made there? I'll give you the conclusion up front. Promise you won't have to watch through the whole video if you don't want to. There's also chapter markers below if you want to jump to a specific section. You can also play it at 2x speed. I do that all the time, and I watch a lot of YouTube myself. With that out the way, do I regret the Sony A95L 77-inch TV purchase? No, not even a little bit. Are they probably going to release a new version of this TV in October, September, around that time, 2025? Probably, more likely than not. It wouldn't make sense not to. But the fact of the matter is, according to all the most professional reviewers out there, and if you're like me and you landed on this video, you've probably watched your fair share of videos on this TV already. I can tell you that the majority of professional reviewers out there overwhelmingly say this is the best TV for 2024 as well as 2023. The fact that this is outclassing 2024 technology TVs to me means this is as good as a 2024 TV, if that makes sense. That's the mental gymnastics I conducted there. So it feels like I'm getting a 2024 TV because it beat all the 2024 TVs despite the advancements in technology, at least in terms of picture quality and accuracy. I know the ports are lacking, okay? We'll get into that later. I only play PlayStation 5, so I don't care that much. PlayStation 5 Pro, by the way, represent if you got that. And before I forget, I will also tell you about ways to save money on any of these TV purchases. So even if you're buying Sony, you can save considerable money beyond just the Cyber Monday deal or Black Friday deal or holiday deal that you're getting by using RAKUTEN. I will put a referral link to RAKUTEN, and what it is it's a website that will give you significant cash back depending on the time of year. Randomly, like Best Buy will do 15% cash back or something like that, or Sony might do a 20% cash back. LG recently did a 20% cash back, and I bagged the OLED 4K 32-inch monitor with that and with all the discounts from the holiday season. The LG 4K 32-inch monitor for like something like, what was it, like $700, all things considered, 700 USD. And that is amazing, okay? So referral link below, you will get an additional $40 if you use it by December, $30 after that. And I will get $30 if you sign up using that. It's a win-win really, or you could just sign up on your own and not get the extra $40 or $30, as you will. But anyway, I'm not gonna go too deep on Rakuten, though I love it, and it's quite honestly helped fuel this consumerism mode that I've gotten into and why I made this channel to begin with. Back to the TV. Picture quality, amazing. Coming from an LG C10, I know that's not the top of the line LG. Obviously, you gotta go to the G10 or the G4 for the current gen. But I can tell you that I noticed a massive difference in the quality of every day-to-day content. The HDR content that you might play on YouTube, like the one that's supposed to show you how it performs in contrasty scenes and stuff like that, to me, those look as good on the LG C10 from 2021 as they do on this TV, which is, they look amazing. HDR content that's professionally shot to look amazing, looks amazing on most any OLED TV. But how do the TVs perform in real world content? I'm watching Mission Impossible, I'm watching The Matrix 1999, the greatest movie of all time. I'm watching Heat for the first time, 1995. All of those, how does the Sony processor, the Cognitive XR processor, how does it help make it stand out of the competition and command that greater price? It does to me in the sense of I feel more immersed in the content. Like the colors just seem more accurate. The shadow detail is just perfectly on point. And I did find with the LG C10, for example, and I'm not a professional color calibrator, so I'm not professionally calibrating these, just out of the box as a regular consumer, I noticed that the blacks in like shadowy scenes or dark scenes, it was hard to make out what was in the shadows on that TV. Maybe that was adjustable via some setting, and I watched countless videos, but I couldn't get it to do that. Here, right out the box, you're getting that picture quality, and you're getting it Netflix calibrated mode where it'll automatically adjust and give you the viewer's intent on whatever you watch on Netflix, as well as I think it works on Amazon Prime Video as well. Hey everyone, I just wanted to emphasize here how much of a difference the Netflix and Amazon Prime Video calibrated modes make on the Sony A95L here. And this is a feature that's apparently only on Sony BRAVIA TVs. I think it's on all the latest ones, including the A95L, but it is not on Samsung TVs, LG TVs, everything like that. And I don't believe reviewers have emphasized exactly how much of a difference this makes. Basically, when you are using the Google TV OS that is built into the Sony TV, you have access to a calibrated mode whenever you boot up Netflix or you boot up Amazon Prime Video. And I've been testing this extensively. What I can say for sure is there is a massive difference between watching calibrated mode on non-Dolby Vision content versus watching any of the standard picture modes, including the professional mode, through like an Apple TV 4K when you're watching Netflix through there, or any other streaming device, basically. So you don't have access to calibrated mode when you're using any other streaming device other than the built-in TV OS. And the difference for non-Dolby Vision content is crazy. So this is calibrated mode on John Wick 2, which is just HD 5.1 surround. I'm pretty sure this is not going to come off properly on camera, but this is what it looks like there. I can press play for a little bit. We can see, and I can tell the difference even clearer when I'm up close, but I can even tell it when I'm like sitting on my couch. And then I'll go to the Apple TV watching the same exact scene. I can tell quite a large difference here in the skin tones and the overall color mapping. And then when we are on the Apple TV, here, I've got it on professional mode, which is the recommended mode. Or you can go to cinema, there's a very slight difference. But neither of those modes look as good as when I click on the Sony remote and we go back. And now we are on Netflix on the Sony TV and boom, we are in calibrated mode. I can tell the difference. Not only does the image look cleaner, and I don't know if that's like just the image processing is better through the TV OS. The image looks cleaner, the skin tones look better. And overall, the experience from scene to scene, I'm not going to play the whole movie here because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I can tell you there is a great deal of difference. Enough that I think this is a main selling point of the TV compared to the competitors based on everything I've read and watched. Because no other reviewer mentions this, because there are good things about this TV in terms of color and everything like that, but I think one of the main selling features here is the fact that Sony can offer us calibrated modes on both Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, and probably other service providers in the future. And I imagine this will only get better with time. I don't know if when the reviewers reviewed it, it wasn't as good as it is right now, but I can tell you that just with John Wick 2 and The Matrix, 1999, there is quite a deal of difference when you're watching it in calibrated mode versus not. On Prime Video, I tried watching The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which isn't that great of a movie apparently, but the quality is definitely considerably better through the TV OS on the Sony A95L, and pretty much the BRAVIA 8, the BRAVIA 9, like any Sony TV. It is considerably better. The quality, the crispness, the color detail, everything like that. And then when you're in this calibrated mode, we see it's in calibrated as well over here on Amazon Prime Video. And on Prime Video, you can't even adjust the brightness. So it's that calibrated to the Sony TV. But on Netflix, stop there, click that. We can adjust the brightness in the calibrated mode as well. Calibrated, can adjust the brightness. I just keep it on max, but I've also got adjust lighting according to ambient lighting. I don't know the degree to which that works when you're playing in calibrated mode. I don't think it does. A very compelling feature here, especially considering, number one, I want to be watching the movie the way the director or producer or whoever made the movie wanted us to see it. And number two, it makes the user experience for me just switching between different TV shows, switching between movies on Netflix and Prime Video, aka the two most used services out there, I think. I don't have to worry about settings and all that, right? I know I'm getting the best picture out of the box. So that makes this the best for most consumers, because most of us aren't going in there and dabbling with the picture settings and everything like that. This one just works, and it works. Most people apparently don't use streaming devices. It works with specifically with the TV operating system, and that is Google TV, and in my opinion that is the second best TV OS out there, and arguably it's the best for recommending content. I find the Google in general knows a lot about my preferences, and so they're able to recommend movies and TV shows that I do like, as well as they have the Rotten Tomatoes scores above each movie when you're on the Google TV interface. As we can see here, I can just scroll down on these recommendations here. As you can see, you can tell the Rotten Tomatoes scores at the bottom there for each thing that you hover over, more or less. And they're more or less accurate. Like, I have seen in some cases, like the score over here doesn't exactly match what's on Rotten Tomatoes when I Google it. But for the most part, it's better than pretty much any other OS out there. That is why I prefer using the TV OS. Another big thing is that when you're using the TV OS, and this is on any TV, not just Sony Bravia TVs, you get Dolby Digital Plus 5.1 surround sound through your home theater setup. And mine is the Sonos full home theater setup, and I imagine if you're looking at a TV in this price range, you probably have a considerable surround sound setup already, because that'll make a bigger difference obviously than upgrading your TV for most people who are already on OLED TVs. But anyway, Dolby Digital Plus 5.1 is what's transmitted to my Sonos system when I am using the Sony Google TV OS. And then when I'm using Apple TV 4K, even when plugged through an HDMI 2.1 port, I sacrifice the PS5 port just to see. The Apple TV will only play multi-channel PCM 5.1, and you can force it to play Dolby Digital 5.1 regular without the plus. It sounds better than multi-channel PCM 5.1, but it doesn't sound as refined, and it doesn't sound anywhere near as good as the Dolby Digital 5.1 plus that you get through the TV OS. So there's multiple reasons to use the TV OS. Sony's have Google TV, which is arguably the best OS. I haven't heard anyone really rave too much about the Samsung OS or the LG OS. So you're getting that. You're getting the benefit of not needing multiple remotes, because I'm not going to use the Apple TV 4K anywhere near as much as I used to, if at all, especially if I'm watching Netflix or Prime Video. So just one remote, and the remote is pretty great as well, and I'll show you the features of the remote later on in the video. I thought I'd mention those two big things: calibrated mode plus the high quality sound that you get when you're watching through the Sony Google TV OS that's built in makes a world of difference. So I wouldn't recommend you use a streaming device. Even if I mention it later in the video that I use the Apple TV 4K, just know that I'm no longer using that. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you already have a Sony BRAVIA TV. If you don't have a Sony BRAVIA TV, let me know if this hurts you a little, knowing that we get this calibrated mode. Sony provides the monitors that these production companies master their content on. Sony also provides the cameras. This is being filmed on a Sony camera. I imagine on most production sets there's a lot of Sony cameras. I don't know, actually. I'm completely just BSing there. But I know Sony is involved in the camera game more than LG or Samsung. And you're also getting an IMAX enhanced mode, where through the BRAVIA Core app here, Sony Pictures Core, I believe is what they're calling it. Click the Sony Pictures Core button. And that was the Apple TV 4K, by the way. Sony BRAVIA Core, you can watch IMAX enhanced content. In fact, I can go down here, Experience IMAX Enhanced. And when you watch this IMAX enhanced content, I would say, to me, this feels as good as going to a movie theater. Does it feel as good as watching a movie in an IMAX theater? No, it can't get close to that. Plus, in general, I'll still go to a movie theater because I want that buttery popcorn. Like, please give me that large buttery popcorn. Like, drop a popcorn emoji in the comments if you're just vibing buttery popcorn right now. Can't even stop thinking about it. I forget what I was gonna say. I'm just thinking of buttery popcorn. Let's just imagine that I go see Gladiator 2 right now in the IMAX theater. I'm sure that's going to be more enjoyable than over here on this 77-inch TV with my Sonos home theater surround sound setup. But if I am watching any other movie that is not playing in an IMAX theater, I'm sure if I brought my Herman Miller embodied gaming chair, I put it like right here in front of the TV or so, I could enjoy it pretty much as I would at any regular theater, if not more. Now that's saying something, because I couldn't say that about my previous TV. But here at 77 inches, and why is, by the way, like while I'm going on about this, why is 77 inches a great size? It's just big enough that it can still be put on a stand. And by the way, this is not the stand that came with the Sony. It comes with 2 random feet. I don't have room for 2 feet on here. And I want to put stuff, as you can see, like we have little Yoda here. I need room under the TV to just put stuff there. This stand, I got it from Amazon. I can link that in the description if you're interested. But it supports this TV no problem. And that's a benefit of OLED actually in general. They're lighter weight, and 77-inch size makes it just good enough that if you're moving condos, you're moving to apartment buildings, you don't own your home, then it's not going to be too much of a hassle when you move. Whereas if I got like a 97-inch, mini LED TV or 110-inch mini LED TV or any of those, number one, I probably own a home if I did buy one of those. And number two, it would just be an extreme pain to move around from place to place. Here, I still feel mobile. I must have a nice TV wherever I live. And this is going to be that TV for the foreseeable future. And I kind of just jumped around all over the place there. But what I want to tell you is that this TV for watching movies and TV shows and any type of content is the most versatile. It just does something and brings it out regardless of what it's playing perfectly. Regardless of streaming app, you don't have to be playing on like a 4K Blu-ray player, Panasonic, whatever. Like, just literally stream it and it looks great. And you've got the beautiful Google TV built right into your TV here. the wild robot. You got it. It's perfectly like seamless. And the menu system, don't let me get started about the menu system. We're going to break down each section here of this TV shortly. I answered the question of why I don't regret buying this TV here in 2024, despite the fact that it's late 2023 model. Also, there's gaming features on this TV I think that differentiate it from the competition, and I'll get into that later in the video if you're interested in that. It's one specific feature, but anyway, it's besides the point. We'll jump into that later. What about the experience going from a 65-inch to a 77-inch? I do believe that if you are currently on like a C10 or a C1 or something like that and you're thinking about upgrading, the move will be to go up a tier in price level rank. Like you go A tier instead of B tier TV, or I don't know, is this considered S tier? I don't know what the tiering system is, but anyway, you just go up a price level in the TV and then you go up a size. And that will give you the biggest like shock factor, because when I got this in my home, I always had the back door open. I was like, I could return it if I'm not blown away. But after I saw it, immediately listed my LG C10 on Facebook Marketplace, sold within a week or two for a decent price, by the way, for a third of what I bought it for. Granted, it is a 4-year-old TV by now, so amazed it held its price that well and went away as quickly as it did. So if you're living in a populated city, just note that you're discounting the amount that you're getting there. And yeah, if you watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the conclusion up front there helpful to some degree. It is completely off the cuff, so I'm sorry if it was a little all over the place. But I do find there's plenty of content creators out there that have scripted and re-scripted their content a million times over. And that's great for like attracting the masses. I find my videos are attracting more people that are super into this stuff already because of how small the channel is. So if you came this far, drop a like, subscribe. You and I are probably the same if you landed on this video. You just watch a lot of tech content out there and somehow you landed on this random small channel. If you want to join us for the journey as we grow, that's much appreciated. Subscribe. And if you use any of the links in the description below, not just to buy any TV, but if you use it to buy anything really, or you just click on the links below in general, you help this channel immensely. Let's talk about, actually I won't talk about the remotes. We're going to go in order of importance here. Alright, so I just turned off the lights there real quick just to show you. Backlit remote. You see how the buttons are all bright? And I didn't know I needed that until they gave it to me, really. And this remote not only has that, it has a lot more going for it that I'll get into later. Now let's walk through the menus. So I'm going to walk you through the menus that we have here. And is it too dark? Let us light up the background here. So we're back and let's look at our menus. So I click that button and then boom. What I like immediately off the front is it goes straight to where you were last. And me, usually it's picture settings. I'm switching between, these aren't usually the modes I see. I usually see Dolby Vision Bright, Dolby Vision Dark, and Dolby Vision Vivid. I only use dark and bright. Dark at night, bright in the morning. But you do have these other picture settings for content that doesn't trigger the Dolby Vision. But pretty much anything I've watched recently has always triggered the Dolby Vision automatic detection thing. But yeah, you can see it can get super bright if you go vivid, or you can manually adjust the brightness to your liking. But while we are talking about the menu and the picture settings, let me tell you that the camera is not gimmicky at all. I've heard plenty of large reviewers say it's gimmicky. If you are in a condo or an apartment where the lighting is constantly changing as the sun shifts around different areas, the lighting in the room just changes and you don't want to have to go around adjusting your brightness on your TV manually each time. So that Sony grade high quality camera at the top there is not only going to allow you to do video calls, but it's going to detect the ambient light as well as how far you're sitting from the TV. And no, in my opinion, it is not a gimmick. It is helping the user lead a more convenient life with not having to tinker with the brightness settings every now and then. So a lot of people won't say it's a selling factor. And personally, it's not what swayed me in the direction of this TV, but I like that it's there. Back to the menus here. Easy to adjust, super smooth. And yeah, like let's say I'm on audio output, I'm changing from the audio system, the Sonos, to the TV speakers. TV speakers are probably the best in the business outside of basically getting a home theater surround sound system. Or I think the BRAVIA 9 has outdone it, the mini LED TV, but that has a lot more room in its panel and stuff probably to fit larger speakers. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. If you are buying a TV at this price, I assume you already have a home theater set up because sound is more than half the experience. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not just all about picture. And if you are thinking about upgrading any part of your Sonos system, I'll link to a video on my entire upgrade of my Sonos system to the newest gen stuff. Kind of missed the magic remote, I'm not gonna lie. The LG C10, you know how I had the magic remote with the cursor? Apparently Caleb Dennison from Digital Trends doesn't like that, but I kind of liked it because here, like, you just have to manually go down. Over there you could just point and like click. But I do like other stuff about the remote, which actually I'll demo right now. I'm not gonna bore you. I'm gonna show you the cool feature here. It's related to the remote. I could just say, "Hey Google, where's my remote?" And you see it detected it there, the microphone. Now it's saying find remote. And then sure enough, this thing will start ringing really loud. Put it far away from the speaker, from the microphone. It's saying it's telling you what's gonna happen. And then sure enough, it happens. It starts ringing. You click any button on the remote to stop it, and you just found your remote without having to pull out your phone, an app, or anything. Just literally by asking the TV where your remote is. Very useful feature. That's more useful even than Find My Apple TV 4K remote, which Apple did, because this does not have a speaker on it, unfortunately. Hopefully they do that on the next gen. Remote, simple layout, backlit, and has the speaker for Find My. Those are the main things I like about the remote. So here, as you can see, now that I'm actually playing Dolby Vision content, it just says calibrated for the picture mode, and the picture settings, it just says calibrated. Netflix calibrated mode on. Watch Netflix with originally intended picture quality. And that's super cool. Like, I don't even need to worry about anything because they know that it's got HDR. I don't know if you can see it. It says HDR over there in the corner. HDR. Let me try and get you more of the TV here. Like, hats off to the professional reviewers. I don't know how they get this on lock. Yeah, Netflix calibrated mode, and it's a beauty. I can basically just start watching Netflix. I don't have to worry about anything. TV takes care of it all. And then I will enjoy Gladiator here before I go watch Gladiator 2 in IMAX. I don't know which one's better, by the way. If you've watched either, let me know which one you prefer. Don't spoil it, though. I kind of want to watch this right now and just stop filming between you and me. Just, you know, order McDonald's or something and just start watching this. Is that what I should do? It's decisions like these. No, let's continue this. Let's continue for now. So I just showed you the menu, the fact that it's Netflix calibrated. Let's see if it does that in Prime Video. And one thing I will say, I don't think that Netflix calibrated mode works when you're using the Apple TV 4K. When you're using the Apple TV 4K, it allows you to choose between Dolby Vision Bright, Dark, and Vivid. So that's something I just noticed. Boo, boo, boo. I really wanted to watch this movie. How do I... Yeah, I've got to watch this movie. Alright, let's not get carried away here. Let's see what happens when I play. So let's say I wanted to watch Oppenheimer. It's just Ultra HD HDR. What's Prime Video doing? Why am I not able to get Dolby Vision? I just want to see what happens here. Let's see if they have an Amazon Prime Video calibrated mode. Is this an ad? What? Go ad free. Alright, sorry about that. I had to pay $3 Canadian to go ad free, which isn't too bad at all. Good job, Amazon. Alright, so we got some movie playing here. Now let's see what the settings are. Picture settings. Calibrated. Watch Prime Video with originally intended picture quality. Prime Video calibrated mode turned on. That is awesome. What if I turn it off? Then you're back to your standard modes. Let's see. Yeah. Let's do calibrated mode. Because we want to see the intended picture from the person that made it. And I'm not sure if the latest LG TV or Samsung TVs have this, but this is why I bought this TV. I do want to watch the content in the way that it was intended. And I don't know if that's just marketing. If you're a professional TV reviewer, maybe just drop your opinion in the comments below. Now I really want to watch this movie, and I think I will after I show you the gaming section. As far as OLED TVs go, the gaming is just as good as any OLED TV, except if you have multiple next-gen consoles, then you're lacking an HDMI 2.1 port. So you only have two HDMI 2.1 ports. One is for the home theater surround sound setup, so for my Sonos system, and then the other one's for the PS5 Pro. So if I had an Xbox, which I have bought every single Xbox, and then I just returned it 2 weeks later because I was like, why did I buy this thing? Sorry if I offended anyone there. That's a note on the gaming mode, but let's walk into the gaming mode, show you it live here so you can get to experience gaming on the PS5 Pro on the Sony A95L 77-inch TV. And another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust. Alright. Boom. Now, this takes me to... Actually, let's go to COD. Yeah. I feel like a lot of more people are playing Call of Duty these days than Destiny. This is where the most highly coveted gaming feature that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is. So, I'm playing Call of Duty, but I don't want to sit on my couch because I want to, get locked in. I want to lock in and I want to try to compete against all these unemployed people who are just really good at the game. So let's say that's the case. I can just click menu and then boom, gaming menu comes up. You can select here in the left corner here the game modes. We have standard, FPS, brightens it up. You're able to see people in the shadows. I play Call of Duty with the FPS mode, RTS, and then standard. Let's stick with FPS for Call of Duty. Obviously VRR is on, black equalizer, but what is cool? It's the screen size. So if I'm coming up, I want to sit closer to the TV. I won't be able to see stuff in my periphery. I set it to this size. I don't know what size screen this is, but you can customize the size. So let's say this is too big still, and instead you want like a 32-inch monitor or a 27-inch monitor. You can literally adjust the size like this. And this is only in game mode as far as I know, and it would make sense because if you're watching a movie, you probably just want it as big as possible, or a TV show, or even YouTube. But yeah, you can basically have the screen as small as this. I don't know what that is. It's like a 16-inch. Is this like a MacBook screen size over here? And then you just go. This is usually what I would have it as if I was just playing right in front of it. But then if you want to play from your couch, just go full size. And yeah, just switch between whatever custom size you set and then the full screen mode. That is the most popular gaming feature, and I don't believe the LG or Samsung TVs have that, even though they have all the ports and everything. Now, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but ChatGPT disagrees. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I also want to show you the... So you have your crosshair. I don't know what that does, to be honest. I don't even care. But gaming multi-view on YouTube. I don't know if you can see that in the corner there. So you can literally game and then have YouTube over here. Now, is this a cool feature? Sure. Is it a feature I use personally? No, because why would I want to navigate YouTube with my remote control when I could navigate it on my phone and literally have a full screen of my game? And yeah, just like, I like the effort here. It seems like a cool idea, but ultimately not something I use. And you can see like the game is still here. You can still play and everything. And then you got YouTube on the side. And by the way, like, just being up close to this, like, just wow. That is pretty cool. Then let's just do a back. Press the menu button. You can change the relative sizes, so large left screen, large right screen, normal size. So which one do you want to be bigger, your YouTube or your game? You could tell they genuinely put thought into this, like you want to watch a game guide while you're gaming. It makes me interested to see what else they're going to add later on. Let's exit gaming view, and then we get that nice crystal, just awesome view here of YouTube. And yeah, this is what I mean by HDR content. Like, regardless of which OLED TV you use, if you're looking at this stuff, they pretty much all look insanely amazing in person, right? When you're looking at this HDR content. But where the TV really shines is in real life content. You're watching a movie, you're watching a TV show, anything like that. I'm not going to get into that again, but I just showed you my favorite thing about the gaming mode. 120 frames per second support. Obviously the LG new ones are 144 Hertz up to 144 Hertz. I don't know if the PlayStation 6 is going to have 144 Hertz. That might be a deciding factor, but judging by where they're at with the PS5 Pro and 120 frames per second, I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments if you know whether the PlayStation 6 is probably going to have 144 Hertz. Not that any of us would have probably reliable information regarding that. But that's it. That's the gaming. Honestly, I love gaming on this TV just as much as I love gaming on the 240Hz 4K 32-inch OLED from LG, and that's that. Basically, my next video will probably be comparing my experience gaming on this, on the PS5 Pro versus on the 32-inch 4K 240Hz OLED monitor. Which do I prefer, as well as I'll probably compare the PS5 Slim to the PS5 Pro in that video as well, because I can't imagine a whole video explaining whether the PS5 Pro is a worthy upgrade to the PS5 Slim. Like, I cannot make a whole video of that, because that's entirely just a do you want to future-proof yourself for a GTA 6 question. And do you already have a great TV, a great sound system, a great gaming headset? Like, that's the kind of question really upgrading from PS5 Slim to PS5 Pro is. And I'll get into that in more detail in that video. At the end of this video, I'll link a couple of videos or one video that I think you might like. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Let me know any questions in the comments below. This is a small channel. I respond to everyone because, quite frankly, there's not that many comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. It's much appreciated that you even just watched this far. Thank you so much for watching, guys. What I am going to say right now is that the Sony A95L 77-inch OLED TV is a safe buy. This is safe buys, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Peace.